These are the AlphaRex LUXX-Series 5th Gen G2 LED projector headlights, and they are available for all 2009 to 2018 Ram 1500s equipped with factory halogen headlights. Now these are going to be for the 4th gen owners out there looking for a serious upgrade in regards to lighting and would like to tap into some of that 5th gen styling. Now the DOT approved LUXX-Series here will combine the LED loaded projectors along with the LED daytime running lights and sequential turn signals, and can be had all for right around that mid $900 price point. All right guys, let's dive into our features block here, and right off the bat, these lights are gonna convert your Ram's dated factory halogen headlights to a modern and much brighter LED projector. Now the innermost projector here is going to house the high beams, while the outers are gonna be responsible for handling your low beams, and overall, they're gonna produce not only just better output, better nighttime visibility, but they're also going to look a lot cooler in the process. Now, in addition to that, you are also going to be getting the daytime running lights. Now, these are gonna be done in more of that 5th gen HD shape, which I really love, really modernizes the front end of the 09 to 18 trucks or even the newer classics. And these DRLs will illuminate with a bright white running light, of course, whenever the vehicle is on, but that bright white will switch to amber whenever the turn signals are fired up, thanks to the always cool sequential functionality. Last but not least, you're also getting AlphaRex's signature start-up pattern here, or sequence. So whenever you unlock your truck, it's gonna flash with a combination of the running lights and turn signals in a very cool pattern. And outside of the Morimoto stuff, AlphaRex is really one of the only options that give you this really unique functionality. All right, getting into our construction block, and I should note that these particular options from AlphaRex feature what is called the Alpha Black housing. So you're getting kind of that murdered out, blacked out look that looks very cool and gives off a very sinister appearance. Now, all of that lighting, both your LED high and low beams, your daytime running lights, it's all been loaded into that nice polypropylene Alpha Black housing, and you are getting that topped off with a unique polycarbonate lens that has an anti-fog and UV agent kind of baked in to prevent these things from fogging on you, but also to prevent them from yellowing or fading over the years. Now, going into these housings a little bit more, there's another cool feature that isn't present on a lot of aftermarket headlights, and that is the fact that they actually contain these mini vents on the backside that physically allow the headlights to breathe, for lack of a better word, and that's really gonna be crucial in helping to eliminate excessive condensation along with that anti-fogging agent. Now, last but not least, guys, these have been given both the DOT and SAE stamp of approval, which does make them legal for use in all 50 states, and they're also backed by a 2-year warranty, just in case you run into any issues. Price point for the LUXX-Series from AlphaRex will land you in that low to mid $900 ballpark, which seems rather reasonable overall given the amount of features you are getting out of the LUXX-Series lights here, along with that conversion to a full LED headlight. And ultimately, you have to keep in mind, guys, these are still gonna be hundreds less than the AlphaRex Nova Series, which is the company's kind of top of the line offering. That's easily going to eclipse the $1,000 price point and further. So you're getting most of the way there with the LUXX-Series, but you're not getting the Ice Cube 3D projectors and some of the other fancier tech that AlphaRex tends to bake into their Nova Series option. So definitely a solid headlight option for your 4th gen that's still gonna land you south of $1,000. All right, last but not least, now let's segue into our installation block and show you what it takes to remove the stock headlights and get the new LUXX-Series projectors in place. You'll be happy to know these are gonna be a 100% plug and play job, so therefore the site's gonna stick with a 1 out of 3 wrench rating on the difficulty meter, calling it about an hour or so to complete from start to finish. Now, to give you a better idea of how this one might go down on your Ram at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you'll need a ratchet, a 10mm socket, and a clip removal tool. Today we're going to install headlights on our Ram 1500. But before we get into it, let's watch a quick video of how to uninstall.
For this install, we are going to have to pull the grill off the front end of our truck to gain access to the headlights. You don't need a whole lot of tools to accomplish this job, and I'm going to walk you through every step of the process. So let's get started. The first step is actually going to be to remove the rad support cover. Ours is missing, and all you'll need is this little clip removal tool to pop the clips out to remove that, and that is going to gain you access to these 4 10mm bolts here at the top of the grille. So I'll use my 10 mil socket on a ratchet and pull those out. Once those bolts are removed, you can grab the grille from the front end and just give it a good pull, and it should come right off. The next step is actually going to be behind the headlight, and you're going to gain access to this through the inner fender liner. There's an access window that we can use to get to the back of the headlight, and we're going to be feeling for this white tab here. It has a lip on the bottom of it, and all we have to do is push it up to unlock it. I just need to pull the clip for the access window back, and then I can fold that back out of my way, and then I can put my hand inside and release the tab. Next, once again, using my 10 millimeter socket and ratchet, I'm going to remove the 2 bolts here on the front of the headlight. That'll allow me to pull it out and unplug it from the vehicle. Now I can pull my headlight out and unplug my connectors. Just to give you a little bit of a better visual of the clip that I was referring to earlier, this is it right here, and it is currently in its locked position. By pushing it up, you open up the slot here to allow the headlight to come out.
Welcome back. Now that we've gotten our OEM headlights uninstalled, it's time to install our new ones. So in order to do that, first you're going to find this harness in the box. You're going to see a wire that's shorter than the other wire. They're going to be 2 bullet connectors that look like this. And we're going to route it. We're going to take the longer wire, shove it over there, and route it like this. Since our truck is missing this shroud, and yours hopefully is not, this is just going to go right here, and it's going to cover the shroud. Since we don't have it, it's just going to dangle like that. We're going to route it through here. Then we want to bring it under here. Just like that. We're going to have it sticking out there. And with the shorter one, we're going to bring it through here. Just like that. And then this little box you see, we're going to tuck it under the fuse box. Just like that. Now we're going to locate our fuse box, which is right here next to the battery. Open it, and we're going to look for fuse F66 to tap into. This is 66 right here. So you're going to want to take your fuse puller tool, which is going to be located right there. You want to stick it on 66, pull it out just like that. And you're going to take your fuse, stick it in the fuse jump, and put it in. Now, I would like to mention you are going to need to notch your fuse panel to have an area for this wire to go in. And I'm not gonna do that in this video because we don't like to permanently modify our vehicles. So I'm just gonna lightly close it just like that. But you do wanna make sure to put a little bit of a notch there with a knife or something at home. Now we're going to loosen up the terminals on our battery so we can put these wires to it. So first we're going to do the positive, and to do that we're going to use a 10 millimeter socket and a ratchet to loosen here. We're just going to scooch this in. I'm going to come back and tighten it down. And then same with the negative. Loosen it just a little bit. We're going to hook our wire in. So now we're going to install our new headlights onto the truck. So to do this, we want to connect all the connectors. You're going to find your bullet connector, connect it just like that. And here is the yellow wire I was telling you about that you're only going to need to plug into one headlight. In this case, it's the driver's side. So you just unhook hook the protective covering, then plug in that wire right there. Then we can plug the rest of our wires in like that. Now before I go ahead and put this on the truck, there is something I would like to mention. This headlight does come with an option to do yellow DRLs or white DRLs. And to switch them to yellow DRLs, okay, so it's this cap right here. Get it off with one hand. You're going to locate 2 wires in there, like this. So if you want yellow DRL, you want to plug it in. If you don't want to and want to keep it white, well, just ignore this step altogether. We can put that cap back on. So just to reiterate, out of the box, these are going to be white DRLs. If you want yellow DRLs, just plug that plug together. So now that I've switched these over to yellow DRLs, we can just place our headlight in like so. Now we're going to attach our bolts to the headlight. So to do this, we're just going to screw it in right here. Same thing with this one right here. And to tighten these down, we're going to be using a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Now that you have installed this headlight on this side, you're going to do the same thing for the headlight on the other side. Just remember that yellow wire is only going to be plugged into the driver's side headlight and not the passenger side. And then we're going to put on the grille. So to do this, we're going to slide it on. Then once we have it slid on, there are going to be 4 bolts on the top that we're going to tighten with a 10mm socket and a ratchet. And then you want to put on your shroud. Since ours is missing it, we're not going to be able to do that. And you're just going to push it in with the push clips. So there's one there, there. If your truck doesn't have it, well, you don't have to install it. Then you want to remember to put this cover back on with your clip. Since ours is missing it, and if yours is missing it, you can just tuck it in right here, just like that. Alrighty, that about wraps up this review and install of the AlphaRex LUXX-Series 5th Gen 2500 G2 style LED projector headlights, alpha black housing with a clear lens, for a 2009 to 2018 Ram 1500 with factory halogen non-projector headlights. Thank you for watching, and remember, for everything Ram 1500, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.